Hi, on my last video, you guys called me on my and I hear you, I feel you, and I want to try and fix it with this video. Hi, I'm Steve. Thanks for stopping by the Maker's Cave. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks for returning. If this is the first time you're watching this build of stages 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the Eaglemoss Enterprise, I want to, again, thank you for stopping by. If you watched my original video, of these same stages, and you came back after watching that video, I really wholeheartedly thank you for sticking with me. I'm reading some notes here because I want to make sure I get everything out to you guys. I took down the original video because it didn't reflect or project why I do these videos. I really enjoy taking the journey along with you. I don't like to prepare too much for them, because I think that takes away from, learning along with me. I may not have a lot of subscribers, but let me tell you, I value and I respect all of you. You took the time to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully because you enjoyed looking at these videos. I've even had some people comment after my last video that they enjoyed my videos, but they thought the last one was just a train wreck. In short, it was just 40 minutes of me complaining. On the day I did the video, I had something unfortunate happen in one of my businesses, and I thought, hey, you know what, to distract me and to make me a little happier, let me do the video. Well, it didn't do either of that. All it basically did was infect the video. I like my videos to have fun. I kind of like a Marvel movie, You've got a problem, everybody comes together, we pull some Tony Stark unbelievable resolution out of the air and we fix them. What that video turned into was just a dark and despairing DC movie. So I'm taking a page out of Hollywood's playbook, and I took all four stages, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I took them all apart, and what we're going to do is I'm going to put them together again, and this time I'm going to do it in the manner that more reflects me and how much I enjoy doing this. People may have gotten from my last video that I don't like Eaglemoss, and that is not true. I can't describe to you. I'm in my mid-50s, which is a cute way for people to say I'm over 55.
Why are you so old?
I look forward to Eaglemoss coming to my doorstep in the mailbox. It's gotten so bad that Mrs. Maker even calls me and says, hey, you got a package from Eaglemoss, because they get delivered to the house, not here to the shop. So really, I really, really enjoy these Eaglemoss models, and I encourage you to subscribe to 1, 2, all of them, because they are a lot of fun. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do all 4 stages again, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to get out of this outfit. I'm going to get into my uniform for the Enterprise build, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen. Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the Maker's Cave, and today we're taking a break from the Eleanor build, and we're going to switch on back over to our Star Trek build of the 1701D from Eaglemoss. We have some more parts here, and let's see what we have. It looks like we have the main deflector dish, and also it looks like we have a circuit board here so we can start, firing off some lights. We also have the next kit, which is 4, and that looks like that's going to be some saucer section lights. And that looks like it's easy but tedious because there's a whole lot of them. And then we have stage 5, which looks like it's some more saucer sections, or at least the external saucer section. And here is kit 6 or stage 6, and that looks like we're going to start doing a little bit of the frame that supports the saucer section. So I'm going to take the screws out as usual, and then we'll start building. Screws are all put away. Put the screw board over here, and now we'll start with stage 3, which looks like we're going to start off with the battery box. Here's the battery box, and they gave us a screw and a nut here. And we'll put this right here. I should be able to lose this really easy by doing this.
Alright, so they want us to take this nut and push it into here. Oh, well, that was easy. And then fix the battery box nut bracket to the battery box. I think that's it with this little piece right here. And they get held in with 2 BM screws. Okay, that part's done. Now they want, at this point, insert the 3 AAA batteries into here. Okay. Problem is, I gotta go get some AAA batteries.
Well, we got AA.
Okay, I'm back with some copper top Duracell batteries. And I want you to put here. Okay, next push the 2 tabs at the end of the battery box. Cover into the slots. So we need the battery box cover. That's right here. There's 2 little slots right there. 2 tabs right here. Wow. For this one came off. This has to be oriented a certain way because of this tab here that's got to go into this battery box. Okay, so we're going to have to super glue this in here apparently. Okay, so here's the battery box. This contact here came off, so I super glued it on here off camera. And now we have to put it in here, but it looks like these tabs that lock in aren't that long. So this is actually a little tricky. And I've got it. So now they want you to take the screw that came with that nut, put that into here. This will seal up the battery box. Before I go any farther, I want to make sure that those contacts work, that we have power, since we had to super glue that. So I'm going to test it out right here. Okay, there we go, 4.81 volts. Okay, so the contacts work. Good old super glue. That's actually Gorilla Super Glue. I have a link to that down below. I like it much better than regular super glue. Okay, so the battery box is done. Alright, step B, 3.2, take the main deflector dish. Support left. Which is this. Put the main deflector disc support aside and the right parts, fixing them together. Okay, and they get held in with a BP screw. So far we've done plastic to plastic, so we haven't needed our lubricant, which I use is Rapid Tap. Okay, so that's together. Put the main deflector disc support aside. It's aside. And place the main deflector dish in the center of the reflector. So it's like this. Okay, so it sets in there like this. And you secure them with a couple BP screws. Alright, fasten the main deflector disc support to the rear of the deflector using 2 BP screws. Alright, so next. Looks like we're doing some LEDs now. Insert the bulb from the main deflector dish with the green and yellow wire. And the LED with the green yellow wire goes into here. And now we use one of these to hold it in place. And it is held in by another BP screw. And it looks like just simply screwing down that pressure is what keeps the LED in place. Okay. Now we move on, and they want us to take the one with the green and black and put that over here. I'm going to pull them apart a little bit. And basically it's the same thing. You put this little clamp right here. Another BP screw. Okay, so that's done. Now what do? At this point you can test that the electronics of your model are working correctly. Take the plug at the end of the main deflector light and insert it into the socket marked D on the printed circuit board. Here's the printed circuit board. D. Let me make sure I got it oriented the right way. Because I have read on the boards where it's kind of easy to put them in the backwards. Okay, so I'm putting it in like this. Now it says the deflector dish should illuminate at this point. It does not. Let's go back to the drawing board. Alright, so now there's no power coming from here. Okay, well the lights just, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I push on here, the lights are coming on. So obviously we have a bad contact. What could that bad contact be? I have to take this cover off. Okay, there's a little tab right here. And that has to make contact with this in here. Apparently it is not, so I'm going to bend it a little farther out. The battery back in here. Okay, now we're going to plug it in again. Let's just go to F. Goes to F. And there we go. Alright, so that lights up. It doesn't say to do this, but I'm doing it anyway because I just want to. I think it goes in this way. I think. Doesn't do much of anything. Alright, so I guess we're supposed to wait for that part. Take that out. Okay, now what else does it say you can do? Disconnect the deflector light and test the next set of lights, inserting the plug at the end of the deck front window light. Oh, well, this is cool. Alright, so we're going to disconnect this, which is the main deflector disc. And remember, when you pull these out, you want to pull on the connector, not the cables, because once these cables come out of here, you're pretty much hosed. You're not going to get them back in. Alright, so now we have this. Put this up here. And what it wants us to do, let me go over here behind me to my kit of Enterprise stuff we've done. It wants us to pull out deck 2 that we did earlier. And it wants us to plug these in here. So the one with the yellow wire goes to A. Oh, how cool is that? Okay. Yellow and red. So it takes the other one. This little piece of plastic just broke off. Matter of fact, this whole plastic thing just broke off. Apparently, that's where an LED goes. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this. We'll be right back. Of course, I'm gonna have to super glue this. I'll put this in place so maybe I can show you what it looks like. And there is all the lights. But I just noticed this is not sitting flush in here. I've got horrible fitting here, so I want to adjust all that. Okay, so I fixed the bridge dome. I made that fit tighter. I had that a little askew. I couldn't tell until I had it lit up and we saw the horrendous light leaks. Now I got to fix this brake. This end all fractured here, which is where the LED goes. Alright, this is where things started to go a little crazy for me. As you can see, that one end completely fractured off. I don't think I over-tightened them. Maybe this one particular piece was from the factory was just a little weak. But later on, as I was trying to fix this, the other screw holes also fractured. Wherever there was a screw, there was a fracture. So I ended up just super gluing them all together. It was really no big deal. So here's a picture after all the gluing is done. As you can see the glue on the two cracks there. Now over to the left, you're going to notice that LED. I had to tack that down with a small amount of super glue. If you need to do this in your builds, you want to use a very small amount of glue, something you can break away later, because Eaglemoss is famous for having you come back and take parts out to farther the build later on. This goes into A, it says. This goes into C. Flip this bad boy over. And there we go. It's lit. Oh, and here's that custom clear dome piece that we did earlier. There we go. It's hard to tell on camera, but that's actually amber. All the lights look like they're lit up now. All lit up. That was a successful test. Well, it was a good test after we fixed everything. Okay, so that was the last step, I think, of 3. Let's see what we move on to now. We're now going to move to stage 4, which is where we start to put in the lights and the escape pods. As you may have seen before, the lights are not hard, they're just tedious. It's just something you got to do because they're really small. I don't even know if I can even show you how small they are. But and they're pretty small, and they come in both clear and black. So I think it's World of Wayne. Use some helping hands, which we have here, to hold the panel the lights go into. Now it's hard to tell, but there's a slight curve to this panel. So what happens if you just put this down here and start putting the lights in here, as you're putting the lights in, the pressure from you pushing down here pushes the other lights out. So by using the helping hands, and let me get this way. It's nice and solid, and the lights can sit in there, and there's nothing putting pressure on the other side of this plate to push them up. So there is let's see if I can show you here. There is a pattern right here of the lights, how they go in, the dark and the ones that get lit and the ones that get blacked out. They say they model this after the TV show, but you are free to put them in whichever way you want. I think I'm just going to do however they say in the directions. So that's what we're going to do now. Is we're going to start with the life pods, the escape pods up here. Okay, and they just there's an orientation on here. See that little red bar?
That red bar's got to go down on this end right here. So you just simply put these in here. And you just keep doing that for all 1, 2, 3, all 6 of these. After I put all 6 in there, I took a piece of electrical tape. This is the piece I did earlier. I put a piece of electrical tape along the back here. What this did is it kept all the escape pods in there and aligned real nice, so when I go to put this panel on, they won't pop out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and put the white lights and the blacked out lights into this panel. And we're going to use some tweezers to help us along the way, make it a little easier. So you just kind of put them in there and they stay. This is much easier than the first time I did this. I didn't look and see how other people did the lights because, like I said, I like a learning experience. I want you to learn as I learn how to do this. But this is a case where maybe looking at somebody else's first would have helped, because it's much easier now. These lights aren't popping out as I put the other in. So we're going to fill this all back up and then we'll come back. All the lights are in, the clear ones and the blacked out ones. And let me tell you, using the helping hands made this job go a quarter of the time what it originally did in the original video. So definitely helping hands definitely help with this. Some people have been asking me what I was going to be doing about the light leaks around the blacked out windows. And I don't know. Some people have been using a liquid electrical tape. But that stuff is pretty messy and hard to be exact with on something so close. I think I'm just going to put this together as is, and we'll see just how bad the light leaks really are. So the next thing it wants us to do is take this plate, which I believe is U309, and that's going to go on top of here. Okay, but first they want us to, let me zoom out here. We have to put some LEDs in. They want us to take 04J, which is right here, and we orient it like this. We put the black and red LED in here. Make sure it fits nice and snug. Then come around here with the black and yellow LED, and we put that in there. This one doesn't want to stay in as much as the other one. Then they want us to flip this around and put it on top of this plate. And this is where things went a little haywire last time in the video because all the windows popped out. But I think now with the helping hands, I'll put this right on here. And I'm going to take one helping hand away. Take the other one away. And I simply press down, and there we have it. All the escape pods and all the lights are in there. Nothing fell out. This was so much easier than last time. I'm going to continue to keep this off of the surface, and I want to pinch this. And they want us to use some BP screws to put these in here. Okay, all the screws are in. The escape pods are in. The windows are in. This had to be even less. This had to be like 1/10 of the time of what it took me originally. So these helping hands really, really helped. So now we're going to put this piece aside. So the next thing is step C of stage 4, which is pretty much this piece right here, which is a complete mirror almost of the other panel. There's some small differences. So we put the windows in there. I did this earlier. All we have to do now is I'm actually going to put these into helping hands. Okay, So again, there's another backing plate. We get some more LEDs that are in the kit. So we orient it like this. The black and red goes in here. And it doesn't have us putting in this one yet. Then it has us take the other cable that came with this kit, or this stage. Black and yellow goes up here. And the red and black, it goes down here. The LEDs don't seem to be wanting to stay in. So this one is staying. Oh, that one came out too. So you know what I'm going to do? Is I am just going to assemble it like this. Again, we're going to remove the one set of helping hands. And I squeezed too hard and the lights came out. Hey, that happens. So we're going to put these back in. I put all the windows that popped out on that last attempt there back in. So now we're going to do this plate again. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out. Oh, one of the lifeboats, escape pods came out. Take the other one out. I'll hold it like this. I am not going to put it down so the windows don't pop out. And we are going to put the plate on. Plate is on. As you can see, there's the escape pods. All the lights are in place. So I'm just going to pinch this down. And these also get held in with some BP screws. Okay. This panel, all the lights are in. The two escape pods are in right here. So now it's just a matter of me slipping these LEDs in here. Okay, so I have all the LEDs in there now. So helping hands, I know I said it before, big help. So I'm going to put this up over here out of the way and we'll see what our next stage is. Transporter array emitter. Goes in here. Well, I'm looking at this and there's actual ridges in here, but it's very hard to notice them. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's very hard to notice them. I'm wondering if I need to detail that. You know what? I think I'm just going to put it in as is. So it looks like by removing, there's an adhesive on the back of here. Gotta get it started. Okay. And then it just goes right on here. Just press fits on here. It's got adhesive on the back. And that is the transporter emitter pad. So that's on there. Now we have to do the, looks like we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 escape pods. I got to admit, this build has not been fun for me. Those windows really ruined my mood. Trying to clean up my work area here a little bit. Alright, let's put the life hatches in. Life hatches, I keep saying it. The escape pods. Finally, ensure that the two deck panels are properly aligned and secure the deck panel A parts to the deck panel C with 2 DM screws. Okay, so we have to keep it like this. We have to take that last panel we did. Fits on there. And some DM screws. Now this is going in the metal and I didn't use the rapid tap because I
just out and out forgot. But they went in pretty easy. Okay, so that's in there. Now you have finished building. You have the chance to make sure that the electronics you fitted in this phase are working correctly. Insert the 3 plugs and the 3 panel lights into the sockets marked A, C, and D on the printed circuit board. Then plug the battery pack into F. So he wants to make sure all these are working. That we did. So we'll flip this over. B. B. Okay, so I don't know if you can... Here, let me kill the light so you can see. Okay, as you can see, they're all lit up. Of course, you got a lot of bleed out from underneath. But all the windows are lighting up. Some light are brighter than others, but we'll work on that. Okay, next step. Stage 5 assembly. Alright, looks like we're going to do a callback. Let me get rid of some junk on here. I'm trying to get this to work. Okay, I'm going to unplug everything from this now. Okay, what are we doing next? Alright, retrieve the main bridge deck and 2 assemblies and place the main shuttle bay door 05D at the rear of the deck. I gotta open up the parts for stage 5. Okay, the main shuttle bay door that goes on here just like this, and it gets held in with 2 BM screws. Would have been nice if they made the shuttle bay doors operating. Yeah, I forgot to use the rapid tap and I am paying for it. Okay, so now the shuttle bay door is attached. And we flip. Next, position the deck front base 05A along the front underside, which will be this one. It wants us to orient it like this, so this can live right here. And these all go in with the EM screws that we just got. Okay, so that is done. Align the deck right base 05B. Alright, that gets held in with some more BM screws. There's tiny misalignment here, but I think that's going to come back in when the rest of the ship gets put together. And now they want you to do the other side. Okay, those 2 side panels are on the saucer section. There we go. Getting some size to it now. Alright, moving on. Next is stage 6. Now I'm looking ahead. I don't see any of these parts, so what I want to do is I want to put some of the things we just worked on. I want to put them away so they don't get broken. When I get done, I'll show you what I'm putting these in to store the builds. This is the framework we're going to be doing now is all metal on metal, so I want to keep the rapid tap out. Okay, so take the upper. We're gonna get these out of the bag first. All right, we place it like this. We're at it here, and then we take this long piece here, this piece of frame, and this is all metal, by the way. This frame and these 2 pieces here, and it wants this to live. Where does it want this to live? Right here. So, must be this piece. Yeah, well, I had a 50-50 chance, I guess. They get held on with some BM screws. I'm sure somebody out there is going, why is he screwing it in like that? I have no idea. There we go. Got the one started. Okay. Now it wants us to flip this back over again, and now it's the short, narrow one that goes right into here. And they also get some BM screws. So those two struts are on there, and that, oh wow, this kit is done, which was 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we will summarize what we did. Okay, here's everything that we did. We started off by assembling the battery box with the printed circuit board to power the different lights. Had a little bit of a problem with the tab down here, so when you do this, just bear in mind if you don't get any power, there's a little silver tab in here that has to make a connection with this positive terminal. You may have to bend that out a little bit to make sure it makes contact. Then we moved on to the escape pods from hell. And the lighting from hell. We finally got them all held in there and got them assembled, and we tested them, and they all light up real nice. From there we moved on and we added some more saucer section here, and we also were able to test the lighting. We assembled the main deflector dish, or at least part of it, and tested to make sure that lit. And then we put together one section of frame. That's it. And there's also, this somehow goes into the main deflector dish. This is a leftover part that we'll probably use later. So here we are at the end of the reboot of the video for stages 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the Eaglemoss Enterprise 1701D. This was a much more enjoyable build than my previous video. The helping hands made all the difference in the world. You know, I've used these all the time for everything from electronics to model building. Why I didn't originally think of using these for holding the panels to put the lights in, I have no idea, but it made all the difference in the world. I'll put a link to that below in the comments, so if you want to get one, which I highly recommend, you can. If you think this video was helpful, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see when we have more stuff coming out, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified for when things come out, hit the bell. So, I'm Steve from the Maker's Cave. Thank you for sticking with me. Thanks for coming back, and I'll see you at the next build.